Next up, we're checking in with a trailblazer in Seattle sports. Sonia Raman is the new head coach of the Seattle Storm and the first Indian American head coach in WNBA history. She made the move to Seattle in January, and now she's been hard at work building her staff with 3 new assistant coaches. And with Women's History Month underway, we're excited to hear what this moment means to her. Coach, welcome to the show again.
Thank you.
And first of all, I'd like to hear your thoughts on some news that actually just broke a few hours ago. After months of negotiations, the WNBA and its players union have reached a new labor deal. We don't have all the details yet, but it reportedly includes significant pay raises and revenue sharing for players, and it means that the season will start on time. What's your reaction to the news, and how does this shape things for the Storm really moving forward?
I'm excited. I can't be more excited. We're official. We're moving forward. I'm excited to start my first season as the Storm head coach. This is the 30th season of the W as well, so it's just kind of a monumental time, and getting to work with these players and getting to start to really move forward is really exactly where we want to be.
Oh gosh, absolutely. And the last time that we talked to you, you had actually just been hired as head coach. And now that you've been in Seattle for a few months, how's the city treating you? How are we liking it?
It's amazing. Exactly what I expected and more. I mean, I've had a Super Bowl parade since I've been here. I've been able to get over to Climate Pledge for a Kraken game and a Torrent game. I've been able to get out in the community and try some new restaurants and volunteer and all the things in between. So it's awesome.
You've really embraced the community, and you're stepping into this role as the first Indian American head coach in WNBA history. Mm-hmm. How has that responsibility really felt as you settle into this role?
I've said this before. It's a really important responsibility. I definitely don't take it lightly. I want to open the door and help others to walk through that door and be the first and not be the last. So I think it's really important to to have conversations with people who are interested in breaking into these careers and having those talks and really encouraging people to explore what's out there and what's possible.
Definitely. And a lot of people dream about making a big career change, and you did that. You left law for coaching, which seems like a huge leap, but I know there's some correlations. We've talked about that before. Mm-hmm. What did that decision feel at the time? Did that feel pretty daunting?
Strangely enough, it didn't. You would think it would, but I mean, the whole time I was in law, I was also coaching. So I wasn't like putting a law degree away and then starting coaching from scratch. I had been coaching for years before I decided to move into a full-time role as a head coach at MIT. So, but it still was a little bit scary. It's a bigger risk than I'd probably taken in my life before that. But I'm so glad I did.
Definitely, and we're so glad. What really gave you the confidence to just go for that? And do you have any tips, I guess, for someone at home too who is also thinking of pivoting in their career?
I think one thing, it is Women's History Month, and I'll shout out a mentor of mine. When I was an assistant coach at Wellesley College, a woman by the name of Kathy Hagerstrom, who was the head coach, she had been in my ear quite a bit in my 6 years of being her assistant while I had my day job, in the legal world. She was constantly like, this is what you're meant to do, like this is what you should be doing. And I think it really gave me the confidence and even just put it on my radar that this was something to think about pursuing. So having mentors is really important, and mentoring others is really important.
Truly makes all the difference. And speaking of assistant coaches, I know you've added 3 new assistant coaches to the Storm. What can you tell us about the staff that you're building?
They're incredible. Really great energy, great character, great people. I'm so excited to work with them. They bring in a variety of experiences. Natalie coming from, playing in the league for a long time as a really, well-respected player, and an Olympian as well, and now a college coach. And then we have, Michael coming in from most recently the Mercury, where they just went to the finals. And before that, he was in the Memphis Grizzlies organization, where I worked with him. And then Jarrell, who was most recently with the Boston Celtics organization and is part of a championship title there in his time there. So they're all going to come in, be able to impact winning, be able to help make our players better, and really just that's the whole goal of this whole thing is how can we pour into the players, and I think those 3 are going to be really great additions to the rest of the staff we already have.
And we mentioned, of course, it's Women's History Month. How do you see your role in the moment, both for your players and for the next generation that are watching you?
I mean, this is a great time, right? I mean, you see, you know, our league is 30 years in. You know, there's women leaders everywhere, and I think that just continuing to be visible, like I said, continuing to pour into that next generation is really important.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time, and can't wait to see this season.
Thank you. Me too.